My name is Amna Baig. I am currently the Sub-divisional Police Officer with Islamabad Police at Kosar. I've been serving with Islamabad Police for the past 4 months now, and before this I was with Punjab Police and I've served in areas like Gujarat and Rawalpindi. I think one of the main things that we need to clarify over here is that sometimes there are cases. I would not like to deny from the fact that it has at few points been used. However, generally torture is not used by police. There are other ways to interrogate a person, and most of the times, most of the cases that we deal with generally relate to property related crimes, and in those cases we end up recovering a lot of the stolen property. So that is one way of ensuring that the person is able to accept that they have done the deed. And apart from that, most of the times there are psychological ways of getting a person to either admit to a crime or I'd say just tell the truth. So yeah, most of the times it's just that I think it's a misperception that has been going around that police excessively uses torture, and that is the only way to interrogate a person. Absolutely. I feel that apart from the trainings, yes, they're necessary, and I'm sure there are international best practices that could be we could train our own staff according to them. However, I also feel that there should be an analysis of the structure or the building of a police station, and maybe we can make some additions to that in order to ensure better interrogations. Absolutely. Whoever I have spoken to, not just from my senior officers but from my ranks as well, mostly people believe that yes, it should be criminalized. I don't think so. As I mentioned, that's not how generally. I think it's a perception that's going around. Yes, there have been cases, as I mentioned before, but generally, what I have seen in my service and what I've heard from my seniors and my juniors as well, most of the times, and many of the times, it's just that we speak to people and we bring them in, we start interrogating, and they just start telling the truth. Yes, there are, I would not deny from the fact that yes, there have been instances where police has wronged at times. However, now we have moved on from that. Now I think police is way more aware, and I don't think it's as prevalent as it was before. As you mentioned, all of these things exist, but mostly what we rely on nowadays is the technical help that we get from the person's CDRs or the person's call data record or the person's movements around the area. We can get a lot of CCTV footage. As I mentioned, now we have a lot more, we're way more technically advanced than before. So if we feel that some person has committed a certain crime, we can, as you can see in Islamabad, we have Safe City. You get the footage, you can clearly see the faces, and then apart from that, you can corroborate those footages with their call record data. So those are most of the methods that we employ now. No, not at all. I mean, I feel that we're way more careful with the women in our custody. In fact, we ensure that she, according to the police rules, we cannot even keep her in a police station after the sunset. So we have to take her to a female police station. And in my career, I've not seen any sort of torture inflicted upon any woman in any custody. In fact, we are way more careful about women, and in terms of, I'd say children, because sometimes children are also implicated in the crime. So we are very careful about children and women, whoever are in our custody. Yeah. I think one of the main things, as we discussed before, would be that we train the staff, we train them to the international best practices and the trainings that are much needed, I feel, for the investigation officers. They should know what other tools that they have that they can employ during interrogations, and apart from that, most importantly, we should have an analysis of the building where the interrogations happen, the rooms where the interrogations happen, so we can make them according to how they should be in terms of interrogation. So yeah, these are the two things that we should be focusing on: the trainings and the infrastructure that exists.